The death is announced of Mr. Louis Bertrand George of Myatt Gardens, Micoud, who passed away at the St. Jude Hospital in Beaufort on Thursday, 2nd January 2014 at 8 a.m. He was the former Minister of Education, Culture and Labour and the District Representative of Micoud North. He was 63 years old. Left to mourn his wife, Agnes George, also known as Teacher Georgie, retired teacher of Micoud. Mother, Margaret George, also known as Mapierre of Up the Line, Micoud. Children, Tricia Solas George, employee of Cocoa Palm Hotel. Yvonne George, employee of Customs and Excise Department, Beaufort. Shaka George, teacher of the Urge Secondary School. Sham George, teacher of T. Rocher Micoud Combined School. Shadi George, employee of the Registry in Castries. Mario Polymus of Texas, USA. Adopted sons: Warren George, employee of the Ministry of Agriculture. Justin Thalbert Louis of New York, USA. Justin Samuel. Grandchildren: Shanice Fannis, student of the Beaufort Comprehensive Campus A. Shion George of Toronto, Canada. Chanel Fannis, student of BMA Preschool Micoud. Sherelle George, student of Micoud Infant School. Shakim George, student of BMA Preschool Micoud. Shiran George of Toronto, Canada. Brothers: Abraham George, former employee of the Treasury Department. Henry Columbian George of Detroit, USA. Rufus George, Chief Fisheries Officer of the Ministry of Agriculture. Merrill George, employee of Bryce and Company. Hilary George, Senior Research Officer of the Ministry of Agriculture. Hayden George of St. Croix, USVI. Sisters: Victoria George of Micoud, Francisca George of Micoud. Nephews: Asa George of Micoud. Yannick George of the USA. Salem George of the USA. Nahum Harvey George of the USA. Anwar George, student of the A-Level Division of Beaufort Comprehensive. Nieces: Ara Paul of the USA. Che George of the UK. Melissa George, employee of Bank of St. Lucia, Beaufort. Shamel George of the USA. Alma George of the USA. Tisha George of St. Croix. Son-in-law: Gavin Fannis, attached to the SSU Castries. Daughter-in-law: Michelle Joseph George, attached to the Beaufort Police Station. Shuma Mafra of Toronto, Canada. Brothers-in-law: Thomas Joseph of the UK. Oliver Sullivan Joseph of Micoud. James Joseph of Angers. Sisters-in-law: Marietta Jean-Baptiste of the UK. Veronica Tertullian of Micoud. Eurasia George of Micoud. Juliana George of the USA. Marianne George of the USA. Alicia George of the Ministry of Agriculture. Charlene George of St. Croix, USVI. Petra Toussaint of Micoud. Uncles and aunts: Arj George of Cayenne. Alanson Dolce of Trinidad. Renix and Muriel Dolce of the UK. Renix and Martha Peters and family of the UK. Robinson and wife of the UK. Close relatives: the Willie family of the USA and UK. Colomban Shalry and family of Canada. Valerie Shalry and family of Micoud. Fatiana Shalry and family of Micoud. Augustine, Winifred, Paulette, Marcel, Aurelia, Levi and Paulie. Catherine and Moriah Jules and family. Petrolina, Felicia and Justin Egarns and family. Honorable Dr. Gail Rigobert, the Francis family of Micoud and the UNC. The Mitchell family of Micoud and the USVI. Pansy, Victor, Deborah, Junior, François, Portia, Dora, Joy, Alvin and Renee in the UK. Claude, Elizabeth and Juliana Louis and family of Micoud, USA and the USVI. The Serrier family of Micoud, the Adolphe and Dulcie families of Micoud, Castries, Canada and the UK. The Augustine and Lubin families of Micoud, Castries, Canada, the UK and the USA. The St. Catherine family of Micoud, Castries and the USA. The Dosserie, Lewis and Brandford families of Castries. The Felicia and Jules family of Micoud and Cayenne. Marilyn and the Gaston family of Monrepo, USA and Canada. Petrona Stanislaus and family of the USVI. The Les Flores, Isidore, Fontenelle, Trim, Hyacinth, and Shalry families of Grace and Vieux-Fort. The Camille family of Micoud. The Toussaint family of Micoud. The Joseph family of Richefort. The Daniel family of Castries. The Ismond family of Micoud and the USA. McClement Daniel and family of Micoud. Bridget Bidot and family. Mrs. Leon, Theodore John. Cecilia George and family of Micoud. Close friends, Mr. Andrew Roberts, Mr. Eldridge Stevens and family, Mr. Elrus Elcock and family, Mr. Innocent Sadoo and family, Mr. George Chasney and family, Mr. Marcellinus Alfred and family, Mr. Allison Canai and family, Mr. Michael and Monica Lancico and family, Mr. Wilfred and Irene Sonson, Mr. Philip Anisette, Mr. Carl Daniel, Mr. Gaspard Charlemagne, Mr. Desmond Brandford, Miss Peggy Charles and family, Father Lambert St. Rose, Lady Janice Compton and family, Martha Henry and family, Andrew Dalsaw, Security Officer of Tapion Hospital, Mrs. Virginia Jabatis and family, Mr. Nigel George and family, Mrs. Marion Dolion and family, Mr. Gaspard George and family, Miss Bethlyn and Ima Lenton, Mr. Kennedy Willie and family, Matter family of Tiroche Micoud, Mr. Amos and family, the Benedictine nuns, Emmanuel and Olivia Clary, Mr. and Mrs. Anthony Bissett, Mr. Sylvester Louis, Miss Hilaria Juvet of Deriso, Mr. Robertson and Miss Elaine of Volée Micoud, Miss Hilaria Juvet of Deriso, Mr. Kelvin Matthew, Julian Felix, Dexter Joseph, also known as Campari, Dr. Martin Didier, other doctors and nurses of the Tapion Hospital, Dr. Andy Sanya, Kathy and staff of the renal unit of Tapion Hospital, staff of the renal unit of St. Jude Hospital, colleague patients of the Tapion and St. Jude Hospital, renal units, members of the Micoud Country and Western Society, graduating class of Beaufort Comprehensive Secondary School 1968, his many godchildren, both here and abroad, all the neighbors and friends of Mayet Gardens Micoud, constituents of Micoud North, the members and supporters of the United Workers' Party, many other relatives and friends both here and abroad, too numerous to mention. The funeral service of the late Louis Bernard George of Mayet Gardens Micoud will take place on Saturday, January 18th, 2014, at the St. Lucy's Roman Catholic Church, Micoud, and then the body will be interred at the Micoud Cemetery. The cortege will leave Lazarus Funeral Home to the Micoud Multipurpose Center, where the body will be exposed for viewing from 12 noon to 1 p.m., then leaves at 1:15 to the St. Lucy's Roman Catholic Church, where the service will begin at 2 p.m. The body now lies at the Lazarus Funeral Home, New York Road, Vieux-Fort. May his soul rest in perfect peace.